Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers on our live stream, it's my particular pleasure to welcome you to the presentation of the games and the app, the outcome of FutureJam23. My name is Johannes Leiwitzeder. I'm from the Austrian Cultural Forum in Zagreb. I'm very happy to be with our main project partner, Aleksandar Gavrilović, from the Croatian Game Development Alliance, where he's the Secretary General, and he's also CEO of Gamechuck, a computer producing company. Just to give you an idea for our people, our viewers online about the setup tonight, we are here in Zagreb. It's the capital of Croatia, downtown in the Austrian Cultural Forum, and we have a very, very diverse crowd of guests tonight. We have university professors, we have of course the programmers, the creative people in the gaming industry, we have students, we have colleagues from the diplomatic corps, so it's a very diverse crowd, and I'm very happy to welcome you here tonight. And I'm also very happy that our mentor, Georg Hobmeier, the creative director from Causa Creations, is also with us, at least virtually in the live stream. What is FutureJam? This was the first edition of FutureJam, and as you have seen in the invitation, it's basically a reflection about the topic of the future. This year it was the future of work, and then followed by programming and coding and designing session in a very, very professional environment. In our case, it was in Novska. This is, as it is nicknamed, the Silicon Valley of Croatia, and the time is very limited. So the challenge was to produce a game linked to the topic within 24 hours. And the outcome was amazing, and you will see it then when we show you the games and the app. Just to give you some background, because it's quite unusual that embassies, and the Austrian Cultural Forum is part of the Austrian Embassy, get involved into computer gaming. Let me give you some background on that. Last September, Alexander Schallenberg, the Austrian Minister of Foreign Affairs, tasked us diplomats abroad and in Vienna, especially those working on cultural diplomacy, to focus their projects abroad on future topics, on the artistic way to think about the future in an optimistic and constructive way. Any topics of the future, be it climate change, be it, in our case, future of the work, how society develops, etc. And this all came from the assumption, from the very sad fact, that only 1 out of 4 member states of the United Nations follow our political model of liberal democracy. That means rule of law, equality, freedom of speech, etc. And unfortunately, the number of people living in these open systems is not growing worldwide. So our political systems in the open society and democracy are under attack from inside and from outside. And the only line of defense we have to set up is that we need a new reflection on our values, on human beings. Human dignity is our leitmotif from our projects. Because if we don't start to find new solutions, how to survive on this planet, how to give this planet in the hands of our kids, and how to defend our way of democratic life, we might lose a lot. There's a lot at stake. So when I met Aleksandar for the first time, when we were talking, and I know you don't like it, about his new release on PlayStation and on Nintendo Switch, I can recommend it, Speed Limit. I asked you, Aleksandar, can we use the force of computer gaming? I mean, you might be aware that the global turnover of computer gaming is 3 times of that of the movie industry. And many people, especially adult people, it's not for kids. Computer gaming is mainly for adult people, spend a lot of time for computer gaming, be it on their cell phone, etc. Can we use the force of computer gaming to contribute to the public reflection on the topic on the future? In our case, future of work. And this was especially timely because all the question of artificial intelligence is a big challenge, especially in the creative sector. So you said, yes, we can do that. We can do that in 24 hours. And so FutureJam was born. So Aleksandar, bring us back to this night and to this day in Novska, 1 hour drive of Zagreb. How was this articulation between the reflection of about our topic and the actual programming session? How does this articulate? Always we keep in mind in 24 hours we need games.
Yes, the making video games is very difficult, of course. It's a difficult job like any other media work, but making them in 24 hours is even more difficult. So you have to have very good focus. And we also had a very diverse team, so it wasn't just programmers. We had artists, architects, art historians, modelers, professors. It was a very diverse crowd of people who just came there. Some of them had teams already, and they said, okay, we have a team, we're going to do it. Some of them just came there and said, okay, I want to find some people here and do something in the 24 hours. This is, you know, a little bit more complicated then. You don't know the people, you don't know how they work. So I was actually amazed that we did stuff in just 24 hours. So we started on Saturday at 11 a.m. We told them what the topic is. They could choose past of work, you know, to reflect on the past, the present of work, to do something in the present which would help. This was in the end the application. And the future of work, this was a VR simulation. So making a VR simulation work in 24 hours made by a high schooler who actually is from Kutina, Filip. I mean, that's a great success, you know, programming a game in high school in 24 hours. So I guess a good thing was that we had mentors there. I was one of the mentors. Georg Hobmeier came all the way from Vienna to help with, you know, game design and some ideas and so on. And Dominik Cvetkovski was there as a mentor as a teacher from Novska.
But again, the question, how is it possible to make a playable game within 24 hours? Do you have, I don't know, you have a magic stick?
I guess it was very difficult, but the main thing is to focus, you know, remove all the visual effects, you know, remove everything that you don't need and just focus on the core aspect of what you want to show. So these were social games, and the people thought of a social message they want to send, and they said, okay, let's just strip it bare of everything else. Nothing else is important. Let's just focus on making this game like playable, interesting, fun for this short amount of time. When you play the games, you'll see it's like a minute, 2 minutes a game. So these are not big games, but they carry a message, and that's more important than having all the glossy effects, you know, and everything.
Yes, we will see the games afterwards online and here at the Cultural Forum. So we said that we have the very impressive results of 3 games and one very useful app to our topic, Future of Work. Do you see, you know the industry very well. There's a lot of money inside, especially in big ego shooters, etc. But do you see also space for transmitting socially relevant topics, a little bit like in the art house movement in the cinema industry?
Yeah, I would like to think so. In Europe, that's already happening. So in Europe and especially in Austria, there is a lot of things happening in like artistic form in video games. So Georg, who came as a mentor, he has his own studio, Causa Creations, and they're doing very political, very socially responsible games, like topics of you know, immigrant work or fossil fuels and things like that. So this is something that's happening already, and maybe not so much in Croatia, but there is a big space that's opening up for this. And I'm very glad that the Austrian Cultural Forum actually helped us open this space and connect all these artists and people who actually have a message to say, you know, gave them a platform, gave them a way to express themselves and show something that's a very important topic. As you said, we don't know anything about the future, you know, where is it going to go? Is the future of work going to be a dystopia, like we can see in the VR simulation, or is it going to be utopia? And how do we get there, you know? These are big questions that it could be asked in any medium, right? You could make a movie and it can be like on, I don't know, Sundance Film Festival, and you can watch a movie about workers' rights. But you don't see this so much in video games, and I think it's very important to start using this medium, which is very new, of course, but use it in a way to speak about issues that are currently problematic, you know.
Yeah, we were really impressed by the media impact we had during FutureJam in Novska. There were really many articles, and the word spread quickly also here in Zagreb. So we were very impressed by that. And we have also some relevant festivals already who are interested to show the games, like the Glowing Globe Festival in Rijeka in October. And I know that the director Ingeborg is listening from Berlin in the live stream. Aleksandar, do you see any other spin-offs of the game? Is there the possibility to market them or etc.?
Yes, it was amazing. So there was a lot of interest. So even during the jam, people from an NGO that's working with workers from Brid, I see that a lot of them are here, were invested in helping the gamers. There was also were interested in helping out, especially with the software app, with the mobile app that helps unionize workers and so on. There was a company that was interested in developing one of the games further. One of the games actually is going to go commercial soon, so it already has a Steam page, which you can then wishlist the game, and when it's out, it's gonna cost some money, and it's gonna have some also commercial value, not only artistic, which is important for sustainability to build future projects and so on. So in terms of that, in terms of what the outcome was, not just media, of course, there was a lot of interest in the media for this kind of things, because it's a weird combination. You know, we opened something that didn't exist before. We connected this IT sector gaming, which is usually very, close-minded, profit-oriented, and we opened it to a completely not just artistic, but also politically relevant, maybe politically engaged audience, and then trade unionists, NGOs, everybody was very interested, the media as well. So I think we opened Pandora's box, and we'll see what happens.
So I would say enough of words. We will continue with a short message from Georg Hobmeier from Vienna, and then you will show us through the games online. And the good news is that the games can be played for free, also online. You will find the links where you can download. I suggest that you first watch the presentation of Aleksandar. You see the games you're really interested in. I mean, all the games and the apps are fantastic. And then you can download it. You see it from the YouTube comment box. You can get the links. Thank you so much for listening, and let's play.
Greetings, dear friends and colleagues in Zagreb. I'm sending you my modest regards from Vienna, Austria. About 2 months ago, I had the pleasure to have been a guest and mentor at a game jam near Zagreb, which addressed as a topic the past, present and future of work. And in
Picket Line. Picket Line is a tower defense game, single player, where the idea is to move the strikers around to stop the workers from entering the factory and, of course, breaking the strike. These are the so-called strike breakers. And the mechanics are simple, so you're moving your strikers, trying to prevent workers from entering the factory while the strike is at hand, and while the levels get higher and higher, so the days move on, you get more options to upgrade your strikers, which help you block off the police or the other more fervent workers who are showing up. The game is also, well, of course, with the clock and everything, based on Zagreb. So it's a little bit of a history of Zagreb labor. And the idea is to just hold on as long as possible until the game ends in a positive way. So there's 2 ways the game can end. One way is if all the strikers, I'm going to let one in. So if all the workers enter the factory, so every time a worker enters the factory, one of the lights pop up. So if you have 5 lights pop up, you lose. When the day finishes, you can get an upgrade. So let's create a stronger banner here. It's going to be easier for us. And so every day you either make a stronger banner or get more strikers involved and so on. the idea here is, oops, the idea here is to actually just stay, make the factory not work for a long enough time until the management wants to talk to you and discuss making your rights better. And that's about it for this game. You can play it online on the link at the Austrian Cultural Forum in this state, or wait until it releases on Steam, which is also going to be very soon. So this game is called Time to Captch-up. Read your contract. What is the game about? So you're a human in the future where robots do all the work, and the only thing you have to do to get some kind of a wage and survive is to solve the captchas, because the robots in the future also can't solve captchas. Everything is in this cool state. Read, modify, decline the contract is probably quit. And when we start the game, it's a 3D game. It has a VR capability, which can be played as well in the Austrian Cultural Forum. But here, it's all about solving simple captchas. So this one is some kind of a puzzle. No, oops, wrong. I guess you have to find the similar ones. So I guess this one is the same as this one. Oh, I didn't last long enough. Let's try again. So I should be quite fast. So it's a hand, left, hand. And is deliberately made to, this is a productivity meter. So I'm not very productive. Oh man. If you get way down, then you lose. Up, down. Okay, good. The game is deliberately made to frustrate you, because you always have to look down to click these buttons, and then you have to look up to see the click. This one is very interesting as well. Good. Oh, but your productivity is always going down, so it's just how long can you stay alive or losing, and you eventually always lose, but it's some kind of a high score chaser, so the more time you survive, the better it is for you. What a bleak concept of work in the future. So this is a game, as a mentor, I helped code a little bit. So it's the 19th century, and you're trying to make as much cloth as you can, so sew as much cloth as you can, and every time you do so, you get pennies, and your boss earns, of course, much more. And you're using these pennies in the meta game, where you're actually trying to feed your family and so on. And so you have to be very quick about this. There's different kinds of cloths, and the idea of the game is to try to survive as long as possible, but of course the working conditions are horrible, so your only solution and the end game, the win scenario, is to join the union, which I will show as soon as I've done this shirt. Now the quota for the day is 3 shirts, but I'll do a little bit of a jump, so I'll just skip this part. Let's say the game is done. And this is how it looks in the metagame. So this is you, this is your husband, and these are all your kids. Of course, it's the 19th century, you have a lot of kids. You have to feed everybody with the money you have. Of course, usually there's not enough money to feed everybody. You have to pay rent, and you have to buy the newspapers. Why? Because the more you read, the more you'll know about the union movement, and there will be things happening there. So we will skip the plot thing again, and we're back here, and sometimes things happen. For example, you get a typhoid fever, so your status is you're sick, you have to use a lot of your money to cure yourself. You also have to pay rent, of course buy the newspapers, read about the things happening in the world, and not a lot of cash left to feed everybody, so some kids are gonna stay hungry today, but okay, they still have some hunger in their hunger meter. And that's the game. After a while, you have been evicted due to not paying rent. Okay, so you have to also always pay rent. But there is also a game over screen where you win, where you go to the, if you read a lot of newspapers, you will go to the general strike. And that's the actual general strike which happened in Manchester, which is what the game is about. The first general strike in history. So this one is not a game, it's an app. I will put in my email account and say login. To log in, I have to use the PIN which I got on my phone, which is not difficult to get. Now this app is not really fully functional, but the idea is still here. So this is my number, 69. Is it 6? 9616. And once you're in, it's a little bit of like a conspiracy thing. You're in the app, and now you have to get 5 colleagues inside the app with me. But first things first, I have to write the name of the company I'm in. Test company. And every time you do something, you get a very interesting part of knowledge about how the labor laws work in Croatia and some tips and tricks. The number of employees, let's say 12. Okay, something about wages. And the list of demands. So what would I like better in my workplace? Maybe a better pay and less discrimination. Let's say that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to level 2 now. Okay, level 2, communication. I should invite my friends to this app. Okay, I should use this link or just email them. Okay, let's say I did this. And then I should also talk to them. So there's this anonymous way of talking to my peers, either offline or online. Let's say I did this. And let's say I want to go to the next step. I think this is the list of steps. Yes, I will skip the calling of my colleagues. And then the level 3 is where you have to watch a video to understand how to figure out how much your company has earned. Okay, so you watch the video, you see, you have to go to FINA, the financial register, you type in the name of your company, you see how many employees it has and what's the profit, and then you type it in. Let's say the profit of the company for last year was, I don't know, 40,000 euros, and the number of employees was 12. Which means that per employee, the company profited 3,000 euros, of which, of course, I got 0, except from my pay. And then what's the next step? Is there a next step? Yes, it is. Then I have to join a union. Joining a union is... okay, so I've hacked in, so I have 7 people in the union, but you need at least 5 to make a union representative. And then there's a link to join the union, and once you've joined, you said, yes, I joined. This link leads to the union website, and then the last thing you have to do is choose a union representative. Just vote for one person, maybe it's me, and then we'll see what the union says, who won the union vote. An interesting app, still in development, but actually might be quite useful.
Greetings, dear friends and colleagues in Zagreb. I'm sending you my modest regards from Vienna, Austria. About 2 months ago, I had the pleasure to have been a guest and mentor at a game jam near Zagreb, which addressed as a topic the past, present and future of work. And in a very, very, very short time, like a mere 24 hours, people came up with the most miraculous creations. Again, I have to stress that in a very short amount of time. And I'm very pleased that now you will be able to see, experience and play this creation. And I hope there will be a future opportunity as well. But for now, I wish you a lot of fun with those marvelous creations.